Well, it's the What's Trending, and I am Moses Omorgan. Now, many thanks for joining us. Now, today on the What's Trending, we begin with honors and promotions, well-deserved. Aha. Now, a police sergeant in Bauchi State, Godwin Hosier, as you can see him here, has been promoted to the rank of an inspector for locally making a bulletproof jacket. Decorating the officer at the police headquarters in Bauchi on Monday, the State Police Commissioner, Mohammed K. Mohammed, commended him for displaying exceptional talent. Yeah, I guess not every day we get to see a policeman who can make his own bulletproof jacket, innit? Now, Godwin Hosier presented his locally made bulletproof jacket, that's it, to the IGP, Solomon Arase, in an official visit. The IGP was deeply touched and inspired and ordered Godwin Hosier to be promoted to the rank of an inspector. Responding to this, the newly promoted Inspector Godwin Hosier thanked the IGP for the honor and promised to be diligent in the discharge of his duty. And now, few comments about this from Blogspot. Akamelo Emmanuel says, well deserved. Not all these 15 naira seekers out there in the name of Roger. Eddie Thumbswell says, did they test the bulletproof vest to confirm if it's working? My thoughts exactly. I suggest that Joseph Umbu should wear it and have him shot at. Interesting. And Pimbosh Villa says government should help him with funds so they can make use of it. Ari says, now these are the type of stories you long to hear about the Nigerian police. This will help cut costs. Exactly, my thoughts exactly on this. I think this should be properly tested and see ways in which funds can be invested in this so it can be locally and commercially made. I'm guessing at this point we still have to import a bulletproof vest from the West. But with this great and local invention and genius, we can actually help to cut costs, as someone has already suggested from Ari there. Now, moving away from this takes us to issues of lateness to work. Quite an interesting one, I might add. In fact, they have tagged him Principal Fayose. Now, something quite interesting and hilarious happened to civil servants in Ekiti State on Monday. The Ekiti State Governor, Ayodele Fayose, has asked the state head of service, Gbenga Fasheluka, to take appropriate disciplinary action against 31 civil servants who resumed late to work on Monday. The governor gave this directive when he paid a surprise visit to the state secretariat. Fayose, who arrived around 7:45 a.m., caught many of the latecomers unawares. Many of the workers who were lucky to hear about the surprise visit of the governor rushed to work to get there before him, but some others were not so lucky. Now, so as soon as the governor arrived at the place, he ordered that the gates should be locked at exactly 8 a.m. The governor, who expressed displeasure at the attitude of some workers in the state, said such an act of indiscipline must be stopped. We actually have this on tape, and I think we should have a look at this.
Stop there! Stop there! A lot of people are looking for work out there. You have work, you are looking with it. You are on your way out of service, I can assure you. On your way out of service. Coming to work late.
My mission is to take them by surprise, because I've warned repeatedly against coming late to work. If you get our money, you must give us value for money, service. And with what have been calling the attention to, particularly the labor leaders, the head of service, I felt it's time for me to swing into action. It's inappropriate. It's not fair to government. We struggle. We do everything to bring hands to made, to ensure that you get fair share of government. You get the support of government. You get your wages. So many people are out there not employed, looking for job. You can't have the job and be taking us for granted.
Okay, now few reactions about this on Twitter in spite of, in view of that video, in spite of this. Stanley Padre Pugh says at Moses TVC News, hashtag senior prefect Fayose, the governor looks like a senior prefect about to cane a student for missing assembly, joblessness. And Pius Ibaroga says, why the criticism of Fayose? Can't we blame the civil servants for having a nonchalant attitude towards service? And Igbo Boy says, discipline is needed in the civil service. I support Fayose for his action. After all, the civil servants acted like children. And hashtag Dancer Freak says, at Dubai at Dafle says, the theory of Dobale is the new postulated theory into Nigerian civil service proponent. Fayose. Interesting. And of course, these are the unlucky ones, who came after 8 o'clock. You can see them actually begging for their jobs. Interesting. Now, moving away from lateness to work, we move all the way to Syria. Talk about a miracle. A very chilling and miraculous video, as people have tagged it, have gone viral. The video shows rescuers pulling out a man and his son alive under a large pile of rubble after a barrel bomb blast. Covered in dust and grasping for breath, the pair survived the bombing in Sakba in southern Syria, where activists claimed left many people dead. Buried in stones and dust, the man uses his free arm to remove small amounts of sand and stones obstructing the movement in his lower body. Actually, you can see the form here, just in case you can't see. This is the man, the father, who was buried alive with his son. Now, after this, in the video also, you can see, the young boy who screams in pain as one of the rescuers tried to lift him carefully out of the rubble after the barrel bomb attack. And reports say that both father and son were buried alive for at least 7 hours, and they survived. Wow, this is indeed a miracle. Well, at the moment, actually, reports also say that they are actually receiving medical treatment. And, of course, I'm sure right now they'll have to look at life differently. When you narrowly escape death like that, you tend to appreciate every little thing, that happens to you. It's a lucky one there, and it's quite a, quite a miraculous story, I would say. Now, before we call it a wrap, moving away from this one, this picture, that was actually posted and gone viral on Facebook, shows a grown woman, as you can see, being punished by her boss, asking her to kneel down like a primary school student. A lot of people have called this abusive and also used this picture as a point of awareness to many abusive employers who cross the line in dealing or trying to discipline their staff. Wow. And of course, you can see the tagline. It says, manager of this hotel is making his staff kneel down at reception for using the guest entrance. Irony? Question mark there. This is actually wrong on so many levels. I think most employees or staff members, they get so subservient to their bosses to the point that they don't even realize that they even have rights as employees. We've actually seen reports and cases where employees even go as far as striking or hitting their staff members. But at this point, I think many people really should be aware of their right as a boss and as a staff member or as an employee. You shouldn't let your employee... Really, when I saw this picture, I was asking myself, why did she even obey? Why will your employer tell you to kneel down like this and you obey? I think this is really wrong on so many levels. And if you're an employer or a boss, that do this to your staff members or even something similar to this, I think you should stop it. This is wrong on so many levels. Of course, with this, it's a wrap on the What's Trending. If you have issues trending in your local community that you'd like us to talk about, feel free to tweet at me with the Twitter handle at Moses TVC News or with the hashtag What's Trending. We would definitely love to hear from you. We'll be getting very good tweets and comments from you, and we would like to keep that coming as well. Many, many thanks for watching. I'm Moses Omogena, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye for now.